As the G7 approaches, tensions couldn't be higher than Justin Trudeau on a private jet. You see, new kid on the block, Marky Mark, went and got himself into one heck of a situation by inviting Prime Minister Modi of India. You may remember Modi had a situation dealt with back in Surrey, BC a few years ago. But that situation happened to belong to a population of 770,000 Sikhs. And in Canada, that's 2% of the population. The same as India. He also invited controversial figures like Mohammed bin Salman and Donald Trump, showing that this G7 is a gigantic energy deal for Canada, which prompts the question, what is your freedom worth? Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Did it. Good day, Canadians. This is Farmer John from Niagara due north, and don't get wrapped up in that title sequence because today's episode is rather serious. You see, it looks like new kid on the block, Marky Mark, is enjoying quite the honeymoon post-election, as you can see here. And I mean, what's there not to like? He is consistently walking around talking about how great he's going to make Canada. And I mean, with a resume like he's got, with the words coming out like they're coming out, what's there not to like, right? I mean, you do remember the election, right? If you could look past all the scandals, all the corruption, and all the statistical anomalies that got this man to where he is today, well, of course he's going to be doing great. I mean, who cares about some terror lord sympathizer when you can stick it to the MAGA chuds? Mark Carney has some massive pressures that he's under, though. If he doesn't leave the G7 with a massive energy deal, then his honeymoon is over. Quick question to all my fellow chuds out there. What do you think about Mark Carney being the one to secure a massive energy deal instead of Pierre? Is it about Canada or is it about conservatism? Comment down below. See, everyone has been on Carney for his lack of action against Trump. Where's the elbows, Carney? But you see, at least I can see this guy's been going around picking up cards. He's been going around Europe. Has he been going to Asia? He's been going to Europe, trying to secure trade deals. I've been saying it's to circumvent the United States' tariffs, but maybe it's more than that. Maybe he's trying to get some cards to bring to the table with Trump. Because guys, if Canada goes to a trade deal with Trump, we are going to become the United States' energy slave. And that's why he invited the largest energy consumer and the largest-ish energy producer. Is it worth it, though? That is the question I want answered down in the comments. Is it worth not being able to own anything? Is it worth not owning anything? Is it worth massive protests and mass prayers until the calling of the infidels happen? What about your ability to speak openly and freely? Is it also worth losing your biggest defense against the government? Is it worth living in a shipping container? Do you want poor and free? Stable and enslaved? America? China? You see, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, in Canada, you're awake. Every one of us knows what the situation is, but are Canadians ready to stand up for what's right? That is the question that we all need. You see, he can go ahead and secure this massive energy deal all he wants. It is not worth my freedom of thought, speech, and property rights. Hell no. The G7 is going to happen. This guy is going to sell out all of our stuff at rock bottom prices. We are going to be pillaged. We are going to become the world's pillaging place. Place to pillage. So that's what I'm worried about. I don't care about Carney getting a freaking massive energy deal. This is not going to make me prosper whatsoever. Costs aren't ever going to go back down. We're never going to have anything go down ever again. We'll be lucky if hopefully CBC can make the government drop housing prices. They seem to be pretty effective so far in making the government do what they want. And so what's the trade-off? What do we get for this massive energy deal? I brought the receipts. Can there possibly be anything more draconian than the EV mandate? This is insane, guys. Unions, manufacturers, dealers, and customers, everyone along the supply chain has told this government no. And yet, according to Automotive News, they are forcing everyone to do this by fining companies $20,000 per vehicle if they don't comply. I just wish the populace understood power in numbers. I wish we could come together and stop paying our taxes. I wish all manufacturers could just not pay the fines. If it would just be nice, okay? But guys, this action is going to force auto manufacturers to leave Canada. These auto manufacturers are going to be replaced by Chinese vehicles. Which, by the way, did you know Chinese vehicles are all over Europe, but there's no American vehicles all over Europe? That's pretty funny, because China's selling pickup trucks, they're selling SUVs, they're selling very large vehicles, they're all going over to England and Europe. No American cars. So there's an issue there that needs to get solved. Guys, wait a second here. I need to break for a minute, because I'm just looking through some stuff here. And these cars aren't even cheap. I was under the understanding that some of these cars were like $10,000, $8,000. These cars aren't even cheap, folks. Guys, we are going to be living in a cost of living crisis until 2040. And when this shows up, people are still not going to be able to afford the vehicles. You will own nothing and be happy. And guys, it's not that you can't own a vehicle. Of course you'll be able to own a vehicle. In 2040, one of these cheap-ass Chinese vehicles, they're going to cost $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. And you're still going to be making, you might be lucky to be making $23 an hour at McDonald's. In 2040, I can see us having maybe a $22 minimum wage, somewhere around there. That's how you will own nothing and you will be happy, folks. Because you won't realize that it's been taken from you. That's not it either. They want to go through your mail, folks. Look at this one. I present to you Bill C-2, the recent bill put forth on June 3rd. Okay, it's now going through its second reading, and it better not go through, because, as you can see, right, Part 4, Canada Post Corporation Act, to permit the demand, seizure, detention, or retention of anything in the course of post, only in accordance with an Act of Parliament. Okay, so you need an Act of Parliament. It also amends the Act to extend the Canada Post Corporation's authority to open mail in certain circumstances to include the authority to open letters. Well, I know what all the libs are going to say. Oh, I don't get mail. Yeah, you just freaking wait. Step by step, guys. This is how they do it. Step by step. It's just like what was said during the election so often. It's the fact that where does Pierre go after he uses the notwithstanding clause? Guys, where is the government going to go after they enter your mail? What happens next? So folks, that's my episode for you today, a thought-provoking episode. Just wanted to broaden the horizons of what the future could possibly be for Canada. Comment down below and engage yourself. I am very active in the comment section, and I will see you guys next episode.